I put an indictment on them. An indictment on them. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt. can't do that. Can't do that. You can't be in charge. What is that? What is that? Everyone forgets a few years ago, there was a woman judge, $30,000 wound up in her bank account.
Jesus Christ. Alright. So I'm just waiting for Hamed to join me. We decided to make a live stream. Although, yeah, we only have the ESPN card tonight, which is not that exciting because we already know who's gonna win. It's more of a showcase card. Oscar Valdez should be winning. Gilberto Ramirez should be winning, so it's not that exciting. Let's see. I usually don't host this. It's usually BDA. Now, by the way, tomorrow we're gonna be having the real live stream. That's gonna be taking place at 5 p.m. Eastern time, right before, well, hopefully before the Tyson Fury Joseph Parker fight. And then all the way till before the 10 p.m. HBO card with Jorge Linares and Campbell. Everybody should be joining us then. We should have Split D, Victor, Hamed. Hamed is listening at the moment. Yeah, no problem. Oh, you're listening to me. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about boxing. Type in whatever the fuck you want. I'm a bit tired of talking about the Canelo Golovkin fight. We've talked about it so much, but we can still talk about it. Let's see. Alright, in the meantime, I will show you this new thing that I created. Oh shit. I will show you my pound for pound list. Hold on. Holy Christ. God damn it. I suck at computers, by the way, so... Okay, I got it. Here's my pound for pound card. Since no, I'm joking. I'm not gonna put Crawford as #1. Although eventually he will be #1. I think I'll put Crawford in #3. Let's see, who else do we have here? Mikey Garcia, Rigondeaux. See, Rigondeaux hasn't done shit since he beat Donaire, so I don't think I'm gonna put him in the top 10. You know, to me at some point it's like there's a statute of limitation, you know. I don't know if that even makes sense, but you know, after a while, I mean, that win was several years ago, so I can't give credit for Rigondeaux for that. So he's not in my top 10. Fuck that shit. Let's see, who else do we have here? Wilder. Pfft, please, this guy's not. Even if he beats Ortiz. By the way, we need to talk about this because, you know, Ortiz says that after beating Luis Ortiz, he wants people to start giving him some credit. Which I mean, he's gonna get some credit for beating Luis Ortiz. his what, 6th title defense or some shit. I mean, this is ridiculous. But anyways, he's gonna he wants people to give him some respect. But Luis Ortiz's last 2 fights were not that impressive. Yes, in his last fight he knocked out a guy with a record of 9-1 or something, if I'm not mistaken, or 9-0, whatever. He had like less than 10 professional fights. I'm not gonna give you credit for that, Luis Ortiz. Then he fights. Before that, he fought. Jeez, I forgot that guy's name. He went 12 rounds. Wasn't impressive at all. So I'm starting to see Luis Ortiz age. So now if Wilder beats him, is he really a big win? You know, Wilder claims that Luis Ortiz is the boogeyman of the division. I doubt it. Maybe 2 years ago he was. So even if Wilder beats Luis Ortiz, I cannot place him in the top 10 pound for pound. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the fuck you guys think. I also have here Usyk. I don't think so. Alright, let's put some music while I do this fucking pound for pound shit. Alright. Pacquiao. You know what? I have to put Pacquiao still here somewhere. Just cause... What the fuck? Why is it... Oh, anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna put Pacquiao. He's still a good fighter, even though he has aged, obviously. And he had that controversial loss with Jeff Horn. I mean, he still did beat Bradley in a 3rd fight. Clearly, I mean, he even dropped Bradley. Fuck that. He beat a young Jesse Vargas, who's a top contender in the welter division, so he has to be somewhere here in the top 10. Oh, okay, I'm gonna call Hamed now. Alright. I think I invited Hamed. Hold on, people. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Oh shit. Hello, Hamed.
BD, can you call me back on the audio?
Yes. Oh shit. We're having some technical difficulties here. One moment, por favor. Alright, I have to reopen fucking Google Hangouts. We're doing the top 10 pound for pound list now, but I'm just trying to get Hamed into the Hangouts.
It's still on. Can you write the audio?
I don't know how that. You just turn off your camera. There's a button. Yes, there's a camera and a microphone. You got it. Perfect.
Is it off now?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on, one sec.
No, I'm not putting him number 6. Pacquiao is gonna go lower than that.
Can you not try the audio? Because I wanted to go through my phone on a couple of things like.
What do you
know
mean?
How to use the audio call?
Oh no. Let me try. But what's the
So
difference?
when you call me, try audio instead of video audio.
Oh, is there? I don't know. There's an option like that.
Yeah, there's an option. Wait, let me check. So.
Oh no, because I'm calling you like I always call you. But what's the difference?
So when you call, audio is just phone. I don't wanna look at the phone video.
But you can turn off the camera.
I need to use my phone.
But you can turn off the camera.
1 second. What about now? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't see the camera anymore.
Okay, that's alright. Cause,
Yeah.
If I'm in the thing
I'll let you
on
know.
the Hangouts, then it comes up. Alright, that's okay.
Alright.
Alright, my pound for pound list. I was just going through it. Got some
Okay.
interesting things from yesterday. I think we couldn't go over it because it's too late. The call
Yeah, I
when
know.
we started over here, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on this weekend. But pound for pound list, I got Golovkin one.
Okay, hold on.
number
No.
10.
Let's start from number 10 and then you move up.
10, I'd put Spence probably 10.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna find Spence because I gotta drag and drop the picture here. I don't know if you're looking at the YouTube image.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want Spence? Hold on. Alright, I got it. Spence is gonna go number 10 in your list. Now explain why.
Okay. Number 9, I'd put Rungvisai. But I think instead of Spence, I could have put someone else, but I put Rungvisai instead.
I have a bunch of names here.
Then
But
8, I put Inui. Inui could have been number 10 or 9, but I think Rungvisai or
Still-
Inui, I don't know who to put ahead of.
who has Inoue fought yet? I mean, he has like 18
yeah,
fights.
the name I forgot was Linares. I think Linares
Alright.
should be top 10. Should be top 10.
Okay, but
I
you gotta
think he
place
should
him
win
somewhere,
this
man. Like, I
What's
put Spence 10 for you, Rungvisai 9.
Yeah.
I'll drop some names for you. Linares, Brady's,
Mikey Garcia.
Chocolatito, no. Mikey Garcia, Luis Neri, Usyk,
Inui.
Inoue, I have Inoue.
I'd put Inui instead of Usyk.
In number what?
Inui, I got number 8, and Mikey
Okay.
Garcia number 7.
Oh, really? Okay. Hold on. So you have Inoue at number 8. Why do you have Inoue number 8? Why do you even have Inoue top 10 pound for pound?
He's a 3-weight champion, I think. 2 or 3-weight champion in 8 fights, so I'd put him in top 10, definitely. I'd put him
Okay.
ahead of Spence. I think
Oh,
Spence
yeah.
has only beaten Brook. I'd pull Linares and Inui instead of Spence and Usyk. That's just my opinion. I'd base it more on weight classes. I think Linares is a 3-weight champion, and
Oh, come on. Well,
Inui is a 2-weight champion.
Robert Guerrero was a 4-weight division champion, though. Do you give him credit
Okay,
for that?
that's-
No, it depends who you beat, to be honest. Because now, with all these belts and all these divisions, it's like anybody can become a 3-weight division champion. I mean, I think Broner was a 3-weight division champion, no?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Pacquiao also. I mean, Pacquiao. Do you even give credit to Pacquiao for being a lightweight champion? Because in my opinion, he never fought a top, well, the best lightweight in the division. I think at that point you had what was his name? The Cuban, Casamayor. I think he was a
yeah, yeah.
legitimate champion, and Marquez fought him. Marquez was the legitimate lineal lightweight champion at some point, and Pacquiao wasn't. But anyways, just saying that, you know, just multiple division champions, it's a bit exaggerated sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
true.
I got
I put-
number 10 Spence Jr., number 9 Rungvisai, number 8 Inoue, number 7
Yeah.
Mikey Garcia. Who's your number
I got
6?
Kovalev. I think you put Pacquiao in there. I took Pacquiao out because he didn't look that good. I knew he should have got the decision,
Uh-huh.
but I think you could argue Pacquiao or Kovalev. I think Kovalev deserves to be there, but I'd put Kovalev number 6. I think Kovalev is higher up in the. Excuse me. Kovalev is higher up in the Ring Magazine rankings, I think.
I think so. Haven't checked the Ring Magazine rankings. Okay, so are you sure you want Kovalev number 6?
Yeah, I'd put him number 6. I think he's lost 2 fights in a row officially, even though both were controversial. I think one he should have got the decision, but I'd still put him 6. I mean, 2 in a row. I don't think he deserves to be higher than 6. So I'd put him 6 here.
You think if he wins by impressive knockout in his next fight, he's gonna be back? Like, people are gonna be clamoring for, he's gonna be back, like he's gonna be the monster again.
Yeah, he should. I think more people are looking forward to his next fight than if Ward was to fight next against someone like a similar opposition, like someone like a Shabransky or someone like that. I don't think that many people would look forward to it. So, I mean, it's in New York at I think Madison Square Garden, so people are talking about the fight. So, I think he'll probably need 1 or 2 of those, and then maybe a title fight. But I read some interesting thing. I was reading Bivol and Jack is almost official for Monaco, I think, for the WBA title.
Who and who? Badu Jack?
Bivol and Badu Jack.
Oh yeah, Badu Jack is a WBA champion. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so that fight could be official for, I think, November or December, something like that, in Monaco on a HBO card. I was surprised.
Oh, what? Really? HBO?
Yeah, I think Eddie Hearn has signed Bivol. I heard rumors about.
Oh.
I think it was Michael Benson tweeted it out. He said it could be true that he has got a deal with HBO, so that fight could be on HBO.
I thought Badu Jack was with the PBC, no? Or maybe. Well, no, with Floyd.
Yeah, he was with Showtime or Al Heyman, so yeah, I was quite. I'm confused with that situation.
With Floyd, I think he's with TMT.
Actually, yeah, he's with TMT. Yeah.
Anyways, well, that's I didn't know that. That's news to me. That's a good fight. I would like to see Kovalev Badu Jack. That would be an amazing fight. But first, let's see how Kovalev performs in his next fight, because you never know. He might be mentally broken or something. I just have this feeling that he's gonna be he's not gonna be the same. But we'll see. All right. Who do you? Sorry, what? Go ahead.
I got Regondo.
Oh my fucking god! Are you serious? I'm not gonna put him in there.
I listened to what you said. I understand. I got no problem if you put Pacquiao instead of Regondo. So I just put Regondo in there.
Are you basing your pound for pound list on the skills of the boxer, or
a bit
or
of
the
both,
record, or a mixture of both?
Mixture of both. More of the skill level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree. He hasn't fought anyone, so.
But, yeah, because if we solely base it on the record, then he shouldn't be number 5.
Yeah, that's.
Or he shouldn't even be top 10. In activity, he has been fighting, but not top contenders.
If he loses to Lomachenko, I'd take him out definitely. But if he puts up a good fight or competitive fight, I'd still keep him there. So I don't know. It depends what you prefer. I mean, Teddy Atlas hasn't got Golovkin in his top 20 pound for pound.
Are you serious? Oh, yeah.
I think he got him number 9 now, but he didn't have him in his top 10 or 15 before.
All right. Are you sure about Regan now? Okay, well, you didn't explain to me why. Like, because
I put him on there because when I first looked at the pound for pound list, the main thing I thought it was about was if you match all these fighters up pound for pound, who would win? So that's how I based it on. But I think you have to be active. He is fighting, but he's not fighting the best competition. That's the only thing. But he is matched up against Lomachenko, so I'd give him a chance. After this fight, I think we could judge him properly. But
I think so.
Because
after the fight,
because Pacquiao has lost, I just put Regondo ahead of Pacquiao just because even though it was a controversial loss.
How do you see like Regondo against Frampton?
Ooh. I think Regondo would beat a lot of those fighters.
Santa Cruz.
Except that Santa Cruz, I think, would be an interesting fight.
Valdez,
I haven't seen enough of Valdez. I missed his last fight against Mariaga. I'll try and watch the one tonight. I'll try and record that.
Yeah.
Probably DVR that.
Always an amazing fight. The Mariaga fight, I mean. Yeah. That fight showed me that Lomachenko is extremely good. A good fighter, because Valdez struggled against Mariaga, and we saw what Lomachenko did to Mariaga. He toyed with Mariaga.
That's true.
I mean, fucking Lomachenko's on another level. Okay, well, Fine. This is your pound for pound list, so Rigondeaux number 5.
Okay. Now this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
I got Canelo at number 4.
Oh, whoa, okay. Why?
I'd put Canelo ahead of Kovalev and Mikey Garcia and Rigondeaux because I think he's fought the better opposition lately. He's fought Golovkin, even though I think some people thought he lost, majority thought he lost. He fought Cotto, who I thought at the time was in the top 10 pound for pound when he beat Cotto. And he beat Amir Khan, and I think he's beaten some decent fighters who I think were rated highly in their rankings.
See, in my opinion, beating Amir Khan it looks good on your record, but if you beat a welterweight Amir Khan, right? Not a. It's like saying Canelo beat Mosley. So it's like it wasn't the same Mosley. It was an old Mosley. Obviously, yeah, Canelo certainly has a good resume, but if you start dissecting it, which we have to dissect the records. And
you
Canelo,
could put Kovalev ahead of Canelo, yeah.
Okay, so Canelo number 4. Are you also basing this? I mean, like, are you looking at the performance at Canelo?
Recent.
Like, are you looking at the Canelo Golovkin performance as well? Is that why you put him in number 4, or that has nothing to do with this?
Yeah, I'd base it on that. I think he looked better in the Golovkin first fight. He looked better against Golovkin in Canelo's in Canelo's recent fight than Kovalev looked against Ward in the rematch. I think Kovalev would have lost that fight, even though it was controversial. But I think Kovalev was on his way to getting knocked out or getting stopped or losing on.
Why do you think that? I mean, I do agree he was fading. Kovalev was fading against Ward in the second fight, but I mean Kovalev was doing really good. He was out jabbing, out boxing Ward. Then he started losing stamina or something.
I actually thought Kovalev was winning the fight. I had Kovalev 5-2 or 4-3, arguably. Definitely thought Kovalev was winning. I disagreed with the judges. I don't know what two of the judges were watching.
Oh, fuck that shit.
But I judged Kovalev off that right hand that he took. I don't think he was as bad as hurt initially when I watched it live. But from there on, I think I didn't see the same Kovalev. I saw someone who was getting hurt and was looking for a way out. You know, even though it was a bit of both. Ward was being a bit dirty and going low, but I think if that fight went on two or three minutes or one more round, I think Kovalev was gone. The most he could have done was probably went to the distance, but he would have. He
was losing steam, yeah. Now, do you think it's because he got a new strength and conditioning trainer?
I don't think he likes it to the body. It's a bit of both. Again, I watched the first fight, a bit of clips from the first fight, and I seen every time Ward was touching him to the body, he doesn't like it to the body. So I'm not sure what he was doing in training camp. I read a very good article from John David Jackson saying that he hit him to the body in sparring. He was sparring and he didn't like it. He couldn't take it from his coach. So I'm not too sure what to read into that. Well, it doesn't look like someone who works on his body. Like
but
I think yesterday Victor made a point about Spence going to Brooks' body, but it took Spence about 8 or 9 rounds to break Brooks' body. I mean, if someone done that to Kovalev, I think Kovalev would be broken in about 5 or 6 rounds, mentally and physically.
Yeah. Alright. Let's move on then. Number 3. Who do you have?
Crawford, definitely.
Definitely Crawford.
Yeah, I think you had Crawford and I'd put Crawford a bit higher, but it's just I don't think he's fought anyone, that's the only thing.
I see. Crawford number 3. What do you think about Indongo? Do you think he was the opponent that people were expecting he was gonna be?
To be honest, I'll tell you, I didn't really watch that fight live, but I fell asleep on the sofa. I opened my eyes and I just seen Crawford with all the belts. But then I did rewatch. I rewinded the telecast and I just seen. I was a bit disappointed with Ndongo in terms of, even though I was very impressed with Crawford, it was a bit of both. I think Ndongo, I thought, was one of those champions that hit the lottery, like with that big right hand he landed on. What's that guy? Troyanovsky. I think that was a belt that he kind of took, and then I think he beat Ricky Burns. But
yeah,
Ricky Burns, that was, I think, more of a paper belt. I'd give Crawford credit, but if I look at his resume, I see a lot of opponents who are smaller than him. I don't think
Gamboa is smaller than him.
Gamboa was a good
style.
win, but I thought he was too small for Crawford.
He's too small. He's a 130 pounder, to be honest. He should be a 130 pounder. Gamboa. The Postal fight, that was a good fight. Postal was a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, that was a good win, but I think he got unlucky again in that scenario. Postal, they both didn't really. What's the word? Crawford didn't look as impressive as I think people wanted to. Even though he dominated a very good opponent, he dropped him. But I remember there was a burst of rounds, a lot of inactivity from both fighters. I don't know if it was just Postal or a clash of styles, but I thought that fight was quite hard to watch at times. I thought it wasn't that good of a fight.
It was a pay-per-view. Fuck. Oh yeah, but Ndongo, I was just gonna say, I mean, a lot of people expected that fight to be competitive just because Ndongo held 2 world titles, and it was a unification fight, and there was all this noise surrounding this fight. But when I watch Ndongo fights, I was like, this isn't like this is gonna end quickly. This is. I was never impressed with Ndongo, ever. I mean, you're right, he only had that right hand, but he looked clumsy, out of balance when sometimes he lunges. I just saw Crawford knocking him out, but anyways, now he's a unified champion. There's a lot of buzz around Crawford, so yeah, I have him number 4, but number 3 seems okay.
Yeah, I think that's arguably. I don't know why people say he's number 1.
Oh no. That's let's talk about that. He is not number 1. I think there's other fighters ahead of him. And like you said, he fought a lot of smaller guys. I want to see him fight equally fighters that are the same size as him and who are elite. So Crawford at welterweight, that's going to tell us a lot. What do you think about Crawford at welterweight?
If Thurman and Spence fight, then he beats the win out of that. Arguably, I think Spence will probably be the favourite over Thurman. And if he beats and he fights Spence and he beats Spence in say 2018 or 17, I think that'll be a very good win. That'll probably take him to number 2 or 1, depending on who is number 1 at the time.
Now Crawford was on ESPN and they asked him who he wanted to fight next in the welterweight division, and Crawford kept mentioning Keith Thurman's name. And then Max Kellerman asked him, what about Spence Jr.? And he was like, nah, I want to fight the champion first. And he kept saying that, implying that Thurman is a champion, but he was kind of he wanted to avoid the Spence Jr. topic. So I think Crawford knows that maybe Spence Jr. is the most dangerous fighter. It's interesting. Okay, who do you have as number 2?
Let me just backtrack to that. I'd like to see Thurman and Spence fight first.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the easiest fight to make because they're both PBC fighters, right?
Yeah, so if they fight first...
talk like that, man. It now sounds way louder now.
Yeah, okay. So if Thurman and Spence fight first, what about before? Was that not too clear?
No, it was fine, but now it's way louder, it's better.
Alright. It's just the phone, I think. I got a headset, so I'm not sure which way is the correct way. I think Thurman and Spence, if they fight, that'll be probably the best scenario in terms of we could get an idea who's number 1 in the welterweight division. Then I'd like to see Crawford fight the winner out of that. But I'd like to see maybe Crawford get a belt against Jeff Horn or someone. I think he should try and get that fight.
Yeah, Crawford. Well,
think-
we have to see him at welterweight first. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be doing. He's gonna do perfectly and fine. But you know, you always need that one fight when you move up in weight and kind of a tune-up fight, if you will.
Yeah, I think he should target Horn.
Yeah,
think
that's a good
Pacquiao
fight.
should take a back step and let them two fight, and then I think Pacquiao could fight the winner maybe.
I don't know. What do you think is in Pacquiao's head now? What does he want? What's he looking for? Like,
I think it could be money. I'm not too sure what his motivation is, but I'd still give Pacquiao a chance if he fought Crawford or Thurman a couple of years ago. But right now, I'm not too sure. Like the Pacquiao that beat Vargas and the Pacquiao that beat what's his name? Bradley in was the third fight. I'd favour him over Crawford at 147 at that time.
but the Horn fight,
against Horn now,
he looked bad.
I think Crawford, Thurman, and Spence would all be favourites over him.
Yeah, I agree with you that year when Pacquiao fought Timothy Bradley and Jesse Vargas, I was so shocked. I was like, Pacquiao has a chance against Crawford. Pacquiao has a chance against any welterweight. But after that Jeff Horn fight, it completely changed the way I saw Pacquiao, because Pacquiao was just missing with that left hand. He just looked old.
Yeah,
So I agree with you completely. But by the way, if Pacquiao's looking for just for money fights, then why not fight Crawford?
I think Crawford fight is not that big. I prefer to see him fight Khan. I think that'll be a big money fight. But I'm not sure why they won't fight in Dubai. That would be a big fight. Or if they fought in America or even in the UK.
Yeah, because Pacquiao is now doing a world tour here, right? Seems like it, like a goodbye world tour. Yeah, I want to see a fight in Dubai. There's all these talks about fights in Dubai, and they never take place. It's like
that's
get
what
a
I was just
goddamn
say.
fight there.
Dubai, I don't think is a realistic option. But I mean, Khan as well. He's got his own problems. So I don't think that fight will be happening.
All right, you wanna move on to number 2?
I'd put Lomachenko number 2. I think he could be number 1, but I think he's a bit early at the moment to say he's number 1, because I think he hasn't had enough fights and he hasn't fought enough names of boxers. I think let him get to about 20 or 15 fights. After Rigondo, I'd put him definitely as a established number 2. At the moment, I think people might put Crawford ahead of him. I'd put him ahead of Crawford still at the moment. But
Yeah,
I think if he dominates and beats Rigondo
He will.
comfortably,
He's gonna stop him.
I think he deserves his number 2 spot unanimously.
Now, somebody wrote in the chat, Crawford is not a money fight for Pacquiao. Crawford doesn't bring shit.
I agree. That's what I thought a couple of years ago. But then, what about Jeff Horn? What did he bring to the table? So,
Australia, well, the fight was in Australia, to be honest.
yeah, that's true. But
You know.
before that fight, Jeff Horn was unknown. I don't know why they took that fight in Australia. I mean, he could fight Crawford in. Is Crawford from Nebraska or? I'm not too sure where he's from. I forgot. Is it Omaha? Yeah. If he fights Crawford in his hometown or something, that could be a big fight. But I'm not too sure why Pacquiao would want to go to his hometown.
Well, there's something we don't know about for sure, because if there wasn't any money involved, trust me, that fight wouldn't have never taken place, right? Alright. Somebody's telling me that Rigondeaux's name is too big, so I'm gonna make it really fucking small. That's what Rigo's name, it deserves to be small.
I
like
think
that.
Rungvisai's name is a bit small, but I don't know, his name is too long though. So
Yeah, exactly.
So
Right.
yeah, it's okay, don't worry about that.
Lomachenko, number 2. I agree with that. I agree. If we base it on skills, he should be number 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this is not only based on skills, like we said, it's a mixture between skills and resumes. So,
Yeah, if it's just on skills, then you could say Lomachenko, Crawford, and Rigondo would be top 3, but it doesn't work like that. Like,
Rigondeaux will be exposed as a fraud. He is. I think he's gonna get stopped. And to be honest, this fight shouldn't have taken place at 130 because, in my opinion, it's gonna take away a lot of credit for Lomachenko, because Lomachenko's gonna stop him, in my opinion. And
yeah, I agree.
He's too small, man. It's kind of not fair, to be honest. But then, hey, by the way, everybody needs to understand that Rigondeaux on Twitter said that I wanted a fight at that weight, no excuses. And I fucking saved the tweet, man. So when Lomachenko knocks out Rigondeaux, I'm gonna fucking be posting that fucking tweet. Go ahead, Hamed.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Lomachenko fight Santa Cruz. I really liked that fight. I would have loved to have seen that fight. I think Lomachenko would have beaten him, but I think we could have got a good fight. That someone who could have tested him, but I don't think that would be happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Now somebody wrote Rigo has a glass jaw. Loma doesn't hit hard. Shit, I need to move the chat. I can see it. It's cut off. Loma doesn't hit hard. This will be a showcase for Loma. What do you think about Rigondeaux's chin? Because we saw him get dropped by that Japanese dude. And let's be honest, Lomachenko he can crack if he wants to. He can throw pity pads, and then all of a sudden, boom, he hits you with a fucking hard shot. I think he can drop. I seriously think he can drop Rigondeaux.
I think it depends how Lomachenko fights. I think if he boxes him like he fought Valdez and what's that guy's name? Russell Jr. I think Rigondeaux could be in trouble. If he does what he done to Mariaga and was this Solis or Solis, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he plays around, he could be dangerous. Rigondeaux is not someone you could be playing cat and mouse with. He's quite sneaky with his left hand. I mean, the way he looked good against Donaire, but I know that was a couple of years ago. But I wouldn't be too surprised if Rigondeaux puts up a better fight than people think, or even actually takes it to 12 rounds. But I think the worst thing he's done to himself is take this fight at 130. But I mean, he asked for it, so it's on him. If he loses, he can't blame anyone. Because I think at 126, this would have been a more competitive fight, a more better fight for the fans. I think the fans will probably think this is a bit of a mismatch in terms of at that weight. Because I think Rigondeaux is too small for even 126. I think he's a natural 122 pounder.
He's 5'4". He's like Prince Nassim Hamed. Although at least Prince had power though. But anyways. So, I'm guessing your number one is Golovkin.
Golovkin, yeah. Golovkin, definitely. I think if he got the decision the other day, he would have been, I think, certain he's number one. But I think we all agree that he did win that fight. I think majority of people agree, and I think he won quite clearly, even though it was a close fight, competitive fight. I don't think you could argue that Canelo won that fight. I think if you're really being generous, live, you could have argued a draw or maybe majority decision, split decision for Canelo losing. But I think Golovkin won that fight 7-5. I think 8-4. Some people had it. But I
put an indictment on them. An indictment on them. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt.
Yeah, but he got robbed. Now let me ask you this. You base your pound for pound, top pound for pound list based on skills and resumes. Now, after that Golovkin-Canelo fight, do you still see Golovkin the same way you did before in terms of skill level?
He's definitely slipped. He's not the same guy he was 2 years ago or 1 year ago. I think.
Jesus.
I think the sooner this rematch happens, it'll be suited to him. I think the later it happens, it'll be worse. I already seen a lot of decline. I'm not too sure if he wins the rematch. Watching it live, I thought he the reason he probably won that fight, or I thought he won that fight in majority, because I think he was just too big and too tough for Canelo, and he hit too hard. But I think you can't rely on the chin when you get to that age. I seen a lot of his timing was slow and timing was way off. But I think he beat him more to do with how tough he was and how much punishment he could take. But you can't rely on stuff like that when it gets to that age. Especially against Canelo, who's in his prime, I think.
Yeah, he's in his prime, all right. What do you think about the people who say that Golovkin isn't really declining? What's happening here is that Golovkin is actually fighting better opposition now, meaning Jacobs and Canelo. They're better opposition compared to the other one, so that's why he's looking that way he's looking now, and he's going 12 rounds. What do you think about that?
I think it's a bit of both. I'd say definitely he's fought the better opposition compared to before, but he's also 35, so you got to consider that. And I watched him fight live a couple of fights back when he fought Kell Brook in London. I seen some decline then, I thought, as well, with I think his feet and some of his body is definitely declined. He's not in his physical prime. I think he's on a slow decline. Against Canelo, I thought he's on a more decline. He's declined a lot more than he declined against Brook. If I compare, that was 1 year ago in September last year. In that year, I've seen a lot of decline. I think his left hook and his right hook, I could see from a mile away. I think the jab, I think he's more relying on his jab now, but I'm not too sure if he could rely on just the jab. He's a guy that he needs his fundamental.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, okay? Now, Kell Brook is an elite fighter, let's be honest, even though he's a welterweight, but he's an elite fighter, right? And you said that you saw Golovkin decline in that fight, like you saw how can you call it, like some erosion in his skills, whatever. Compared to what fight? I mean, when did you see Golovkin be a monster? Against Rosado? Against Gil?
I'd say the Lemieux fight and the Rubio fight.
Those were amazing fights.
I thought he was in his neither to his prime, and I thought the Curtis Stevens fight, Macklin fight, around about that time. So I'd say any time between 2013 to 2015, maybe.
Yeah, but here's a question, Hamed. Who has the better boxing skills? Kell Brook or David Lemieux?
Oh, Kell Brook.
Okay, Kell Brook or Marco Antonio Rubio?
Kell Brook.
Okay, Kell Brook or Matthew Macklin?
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook or Martin Murray?
Kell Brook, but the thing is this.
Okay.
There were things he was doing, not just the Kell Brook fight, the Danny Jacobs fight, and the what's his name, Canelo fight. I thought his timing was off against Martin Murray. Some of those shots I could see. Those were shots I don't think Canelo or Jacobs would have seen, like the left hook to the body. The body attack is gone now, so I'm not too sure if that's him as a mental thing or his age, but also his timing. I mean,
now let's go. Okay, we just you mentioned the body. Now he did attack Kell Brook's body, right?
Yeah,
somewhat. And he moved Kell Brook with a body shot. But against Jacobs and Canelo, he didn't go to the body that much. I think that's because he was fighting better opposition in where like he didn't want to risk going to the body and then getting countered, especially by a hard puncher like Jacobs and a extremely good counter puncher like Canelo.
I think it's a bit of both. Opposition has gotten better, but he's also they've waited till he's got old. I mean,
2 years is a lot.
2 years is a lot. 1 year is a lot as well. If you ask any good boxer, I mean, Roy Jones, look at how much he declined in 1 year when he moved up to heavyweight.
Yeah, although I think that was his body that got destroyed.
That was body as well. But I mean, before that fight, I think was it before the first fight in the Tava fight? He looked a different fighter, and then from there to the next fight, because both of those fights light heavyweight. The first fight, I think he won a majority decision or something. And then he got knocked out in the rematch. You know, that was only 8 or 7 months in between one fight. So it wasn't just the body, it's about decline, is the reflexes as well. That's the main word I think I forgot. I think his reflexes have slowed down. I mean, his left hook I thought was
missing.
okay, but the right hook, I mean, that
the right hook, yeah, it was the right one. Well, he was missing with the left hook, and that straight right was also missing. That straight right was the worst one, man. Canelo was just moving to the side, yeah. And then, like, Canelo, at some point in the fight, he was on the ropes. He was leaning on the ropes, and Golovkin wasn't doing anything. I was like, go, he's right there. That's what everybody was saying. I don't even remember. We were talking about this. And people said, like, no, I mean, Canelo cannot stand in front of Golovkin. He's going to get knocked out. He cannot touch the ropes. If his back touches the rope, he should immediately just fucking run away, move out of the way. He stayed on the fucking ropes. He was right fucking there. I don't know. People are saying Canelo was running. He did move a lot at some points, but there were points where he was on the ropes and Golovkin wasn't doing anything.
I think the main thing is someone made a good point. You know, when Golovkin was...
What is that?
Sorry. Yeah, so when Canelo was on the ropes, Golovkin kept circling to his, I think, was it his right or left? I can't remember the direction.
Left.
But he was making Golovkin throw right hooks. Now, if Golovkin figured him out and maneuvered him to his right, or to his left, sorry, yeah, Golovkin could have been throwing more left hooks instead of right hooks, because his right hook was very slow. His left hook was quite good, but he was meant to throw a lot of right hooks. So when he did throw his left hook, he never got to throw as effective or as much as he wanted to throw as much as he was throwing his right hook.
Yeah, I agree. In the middle of the ring, it wasn't. It was more competitive when they was in the middle of the ring. By the way, I think.
What do you think? Who was winning the exchanges?
I think it was 50-50, to be honest. It's just listen. Why the reason why I saw Golovkin win that fight was because he was throwing more punches. The volume of punches won him the fight, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't disagree, but
then ring generalship, where he was in control.
In the middle of the ring.
In the middle of the ring.
It was no contest.
Exactly.
For who? For who though?
No, I'm saying it was equal. It was the same. It was equal. It was 50-50. No, I don't think you can say that one fighter won the exchanges in the middle of the ring. Now, the reason why Canelo lost because of his inactivity. He was leaning too much on the ropes and just.
The fight on the ropes. He's sitting on the ropes.
He's sitting on the ropes and not doing anything.
You can't win like that.
No, you can't.
The closest comparison I made to this fight was the Mayweather against De La Hoya back from 2007. Which was about 10 years ago. But
fuck.
If you look at that fight, Mayweather was sitting on the ropes for a couple of rounds. Now De La Hoya could have won the rounds if he kept him on the ropes. I know De La Hoya was quite old and he stopped jabbing.
He got tired, and he always had stamina issues, by the way.
He got tired, yeah.
He always had stamina issues.
He kept jabbing and kept putting Canelo on the ropes. Now, if Mayweather stayed on the ropes for the majority of the fight, I don't think he would have won that fight. I think he's still a split decision. I think that fight as well, I don't think you could argue more than a draw for De La Hoya if you're being generous. That's the same as
I don't think he won.
I think this fight was maybe a bit closer. I think Mayweather clearly won that fight. I rewatched that a couple of times after, but I think live some people thought De La Hoya won, but I don't think De La Hoya deserved more than 5 or 6 rounds. Even 6 rounds, I don't think he won 6 rounds. I'd say 5 rounds, maybe the most. Yeah. But if you want to be generous, 6 rounds, yeah.
The only reason why De La Hoya lost that fight is because his stamina. He lost steam. He was winning that fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think De La Hoya kind of threw the fight away.
He threw it away. He always does that. He did it with Trinidad too, so. And this was an old De La Hoya.
I think if they fought in their prime, but I think De La Hoya
De La Hoya beats Mayweather, man. Fuck yeah. I'm not in no doubt. Well,
Yeah,
unless he
too
tires
good.
again, fuck, because he always tired. He always tired. So yeah, this is your pound for pound list. Spence Jr.
I think the only thing I think I could change from there is I'd put Linares in the top 10.
I would take out Spence Jr. and put Linares there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the only thing I think I could change from there.
Oh, split D. Perfect. Yeah, 5 p.m. tomorrow, man. I guess that's 2 p.m. Pacific.
Is he on now?
Well, he's in the chat.
Can you give him a try? Because I wanted to ask him a couple of questions.
Well, he says he can today, though.
Okay, alright, that's okay. Anyone else? Victor or...
Victor's working. He finishes at 8. So...
What about...
Hassan?
BDA? BDA?
BDA can't. He's working.
He's working, okay.
He'll be joining us tomorrow.
Okay.
We need to recruit more people here, huh?
Let me see if I could get someone.
Hassan hasn't been answering lately.
What is that?
Okay.
What is that?
Okay, let's... what do you think about the 2 fights tomorrow? Before we talk about the other one. The Parker Fury fight.
You don't want to talk about today's fight, huh? No, there's nothing to talk. It's a showcase, you know. They just want to showcase Valdez and Ramirez.
Yeah, I agree.
Parker Fury. Okay, listen, I haven't seen much of of Huey Fury. Sorry, I've seen a bit of Joseph Parker. I saw the fight like when he fought that fat Mexican guy. What's his name?
Andy Ruiz, yeah.
Yeah, he's fat as fuck. Anyways, I thought Parker had more power. He didn't, unless the other guy had more of a chin. I saw Parker against Bombs. I'm not that impressed, to be honest, with Parker, and he's not a big heavyweight, huh?
I agree. I've seen him a lot. He's been showcased on Sky Sports a lot. I've seen him against Takam first. I don't think he was that good against Takam. And then
Oh, that was 12 rounds, right?
That was 12 rounds. He got hit quite a lot. He did look good, I think, in terms of he could take a shot.
A lot of people criticized him in that fight. They said that Takam exposed him, whatever that means.
I think Andy Ruiz exposed him. I wasn't impressed with him, Andy Ruiz. I don't think Andy Ruiz won, but I don't think... I think maybe you could argue for a draw, but I thought Parker won clearly 8 to 7 rounds, but I wasn't impressed. He got hit too much, and he exposed himself to some fundamental errors. He stays in the pocket too much. When he throws his combinations, he doesn't know how to cover up. I think against someone like a Joshua or a Wilder, I think he'd lose, even though Wilder hasn't fought anyone. Parker hasn't looked good against the guys he's fought, whereas Wilder has knocked out everyone he's fought, I think, all bites to win.
So you think Parker's gonna win, or Fury?
I'd pick Fury on points. I kind of want Parker to win. I don't know I think if Fury wins, I think it could be bad. I got a feeling it could be like Saunders, hostage in that belt. I look at
it's
two
true.
things
The
about this
WBO
fight.
belt is on the line.
Yeah, it's a world title fight, but I look at two things. I mean, in the UK, in New Zealand, Parker couldn't knock out the guy he fought. His last fight was a sparring partner, I think, in Mayo. I can't remember the month he fought him, but and then he fought Ruiz and he fought Takam, all in New Zealand. He failed to knock out any of those guys. Fury, what I've seen of Fury, I think Fury is quite underrated. He can't fight, but the thing with Fury is he hasn't fought him. But I think Parker has to knock him out.
I saw one fight of Huey Fury, and in that fight, he was fighting a nobody, to be honest, but he impressed me. He looked pretty good. He looked like he has a lot of skills, but it was just one fight I saw. But who knows?
That's what I saw as well. Yeah, well, I've seen him once or twice. He hasn't.
He's not bad.
But He's not bad, yeah.
But we cannot say if he's good because, again, he hasn't fought anybody, right? So
I think Parker winning will be better, even though
he's with Bob Arum, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll see him probably if Parker wins. We might see him in America, which that's good though.
I think Parker could fight Joshua, or he could fight Bellew, or he could fight Wilder. I think if Fury wins, I'm not too sure if Fury's gonna fight any of those guys.
Why do you think that?
I think it's more to do with because Tyson Fury hasn't got a belt or anything. I think they'll wait for Tyson Fury to get back, and then they'll try and want to, try and be like the Klitschko brothers. Right? If he goes in now, he's too inexperienced. This is his best opportunity to get a belt and defend it a couple of times. It's more to do with promotional issues.
So you think that Hughie Fury is gonna hold the WBO belt hostage?
I wouldn't say.
I don't think he can get away with it though in the UK.
I don't think,
especially in the heavyweight division.
I don't think he'll go America to defend it.
Oh no, I don't think so either. No.
Or I don't think he'll defend it against Joshua Wilder. They all tied up as well, so I think if Parker wins, we could see Parker against the winner out of Hagan Bellew, which I don't think is a bad fight, because I mean, with Tyson Fury out, I think Joshua needs some opponents, and I think if Parker wins this fight and then say Hay beats Bellew, then Hay and Parker fight, and the winner out of that looks good, they could be a future opponent for Joshua. But I think it's a good time for the heavyweights, because Joshua will be fighting Pulev on Showtime, and you got Ortiz, which is I think two very good fights, especially the Wilder Ortiz fight. I think it's a good fight. I think the Pulev fight is not that good of a fight in terms of expectation levels from the last fight, but I think it's a decent fight. But I think then we got Hagan Bellew. But I know a lot of people don't want to see that, but that's about three big heavyweight fights in the space of 3 months in the UK. So for UK box, that's a very good time. And
I hope the heavyweight championship. Can you hear me? Sorry, you were cutting off.
Yeah.
Can you repeat what you said your last sentence?
If fight, then one of them after he fights Luis Ortiz, we could get some good matchups.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say I hope the heavyweight championship doesn't stay in the UK only. You know what I mean? Because it seems like a lot of these fights are taking place in the UK, but I think they should also be showcased in the United States. So I'd like to see some fights in the Madison Square Garden. That would be amazing. And the UK fans can travel to New York. It's not that far. It's better than traveling from the UK to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I agree. I think it depends. It depends on what the two winners of the Joshua Pulev and Wilder and
Ortiz.
They should fight each other, I think, next.
Yeah. Now it seems like Showtime wants. That's the fight that they want to showcase. I'm talking about Wilder and Joshua. Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev will be shown on Showtime on October the 28th, apparently. So I think that's where they're going, right? It looks like the way. Like it's,
yeah.
So that means that Hay and Bellew, the winner of that fight, it seems logical that they fight for the WBO.
I think if Parker wins and Hay wins, they'll fight. If Fury wins, sorry, one second. If Fury wins, I think Bellew won't be fighting him. I think there's some promotional issue with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom and Frank Lawrence. So I think if Hay wins, he could fight any of them. I think he's been trying to get Parker into his gym and trying to be friendly around him. So I think that fight will happen. And if Fury wins, I think they've got a deal, Fury and Hay, in December or January to fight. Actually, but Hay's fighting Bellew, so actually that won't happen. Sorry, if Hay and Fury win, they'll be fighting next, I think in March or April, maybe next year, to get a deal on. I think they got a deal on Box Nation to make a good big homecoming for Fury. So.
No, I don't know if you can see the screen.
Rankings, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about Povetkin.
I wouldn't put Povetkin there. I think the rest. I think maybe Pulev is a bit too high as well, and Charles Martin. I don't know why he is.
Oh my fucking god! He's still there.
He's number 7. I
Jesus.
think Jarrell Miller is someone I'd like to see more.
Baby Miller, yeah.
Dillian White, maybe Dillian White and Jarrell Miller. That'd be a good fight.
Chris, is Chisora? Yeah, he's number 20 here. They put him. Chisora is still a contender, huh?
Yeah,
he's more of a gatekeeper.
Chisora ahead of Charles Martin.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. The way Charles Martin fought against Joshua, I mean, fuck, he came into that fight looking scared.
I agree.
It was pathetic.
That was, I think, the worst ever heavyweight champion.
And then, yeah, I think I calculated it, and his reign lasted 5 months. Oh, fuck, I have to check it. Anyways, not even that. His reign. How did he win the title? Remember? Do you remember how he won it?
He beat Galaskov, I think.
Yeah, and how did he beat him?
I think Galaskov injured his.
Yeah. Oh man. So even the way he wins the title is shady, and then he loses 5 months later in a 2-round KO. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah. The way he lost, I think. He didn't put up a fight, and he talked a lot. I think
he talked a lot. That's a problem I had. He talked a lot before the fight.
I think he was worse than Audley Harrison. Do you guys know who Audley Harrison is?
Who?
Audley Harrison.
Oh yeah.
He was, I think,
gold medalist.
Yeah, Charles Martin, I think, was worse than him.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's more of a paper belt. He won and he didn't really defend it.
Well, Audley Harrison never won anything though, but he's still better than fucking Martin.
Fight? What do you think of that?
Of who?
Sorry, I think I didn't hear. What were you saying?
No, I said Audley Harrison is better than Charles Martin in skill wise.
I agree. What about the Linares Campbell fight? What do you think about that?
Wait, hold on. Somebody wrote something here on the chat. Wilder will drop Joshua if they face now or after the Ortiz fight. That right hand will eventually touch AJ's chin, and AJ got dropped by that huge UK light heavyweight guy. I forgot his name.
Okay, I'll say this about that. I think
which light heavyweight guy?
I think that was inspiring. I'm not too sure if that's true. I think it was a rumor. Cody was the guy, apparently, who dropped him. But I think if Wilder fought Joshua in April, that night when Klitschko fought Joshua, I think Wilder might have had a chance.
Please.
I still think Joshua would have beaten him, but I think Joshua fought a bad fight. He's a bit too wild. I think Klitschko would have beaten Wilder.
I don't think there's any way Wilder can beat Joshua, man.
I think he would have had a puncher's chance.
Well, right, yeah, he has a puncher's chance, but his punches are too wild, and in my opinion, Joshua's his fundamentals are way better. He can see the punches coming.
I agree. I think Joshua will knock him out in under 3 or 4 rounds, and if Wilder does tuck up, I think it could go 6 or 7. But I still think Joshua.
Can you remind me how? Remind me how Klitschko dropped Fury? He was with a straight right.
Joshua.
Sorry. Yeah. How?
It was right on the temple.
Okay, so but it was a straight right.
Yeah.
Klitschko throws amazing. I mean, he's a fundamentally well-rounded boxer. His punches are straight and perfect, almost perfect. Wilder's punches are looping punches. That's what I'm saying. I think Joshua can see.
If Wilder fights him, I think Wilder will get hurt. But
exactly.
You know why? Because Wilder's chin is not that good. And on top of that, if I look at Joshua's punches, Joshua will break his guard. You know how when Kovalev fought Ward in the first fight, you know how he was breaking his guard? Like, Ward couldn't keep his hands up because every time he put his hands up, Kovalev was punching through his guard. I think Joshua would break his guard, and I think he just break him down, and he'd be too strong for him. Wilder hasn't got the legs as well.
No,
his legs are way
he's skinny. He looks like a basketball player.
Yeah, they're like little twigs. I mean, if he gets hurt, the first thing The first thing when you get hit is the legs. Your legs go, and if his legs go, which they normally do, I think he got dropped before in his early career. I think Joshua will finish him. I wouldn't put what I think I'm reading a comment from Splitty. Valdez a bigger version of Seth Mitchell. I wouldn't go that far. I think he's got some skills. I agree. Valdez more of a Michael Grant, but I think with a bit more skills. I think Michael Grant was an American football player turned boxer.
Yeah, he was.
I think Valdez is a bit better, but I wouldn't say he's too much better. I think the sooner he fights one of these guys, I think he'll get knocked out. I mean, have you seen that clip when David Haig and Waldo were sparring?
Yeah.
Waldo got exposed, I thought, in that sparring session.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
When Waldo sparred with David Haig before the...
Oh, he was getting caught with right hands the whole time.
Yeah, he got buckled by right hand.
Yeah.
And that was a couple of years ago, so I mean...
Now, I don't think Waldo would be that wild against Joshua.
I think Waldo will get knocked up quicker because against Joshua, I think he'll have nowhere to run. I mean, the ring will probably be small. He'll probably be in the UK.
In the UK, small ring. Absolutely.
Once Joshua hits him, Joshua will try and finish him off.
He will finish him.
Klitschko fight a bit of it.
If you watch Wilder against Steve Earn, he was getting caught a lot as well, huh? He was backing up, his chin all in the air.
But Klitschko's chin is much better than Wilder's chin. I know people think Klitschko's chinny. Klitschko was an undisputed champion and reigned over 10, 12 years and made about 20 defenses. Wilder hasn't really fought anyone meaningful. We'll find out a bit more against Luis Ortiz. I think that's a good fight he's taken. But I think if he fought Povetkin, maybe we could have found out a bit more. But I mean, those guys are not that big as well. I mean, Joshua and Fury. I think Fury would beat Wilder as well. I think Fury would have schooled Wilder and then probably knocked him out. I think Wilder will probably be. I think Wilder will probably be in trouble if he fights any of these guys. The only guy I'd give him a chance against out of the champions is probably Joseph Parker, because I think Parker's too small. And Hughie Fury, if whoever wins that fight.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Nacho Beristain picks Wilder over Joshua. Somebody wrote that.
Nacho, I've seen Nacho pick some wild picks before.
Yeah.
He said Pacquiao was gonna beat Mayweather. He said Marquez was gonna beat Mayweather, and he said Canelo was gonna beat Golovkin.
Now, to be fair, a lot of people, when they were talking about Pacquiao and Mayweather, they were in their heads, in their minds, they were still thinking of a prime in Pacquiao and a prime Mayweather. Like in their heads, it was like 2009, when in reality it was 2015. You know what I mean?
True. I agree though. I agree. Splitty. He in his prime, I think, knocks out Wilder. I think he.
Oh yeah.
He about 4 or 5 years ago would have knocked out, I think, Joshua and Wilder. I think the style is all wrong. I think Fury and he would have been a very interesting fight, but we never got to see that. I think only Fury might have been the only one who could have probably beaten Hay. I mean, you got to know how to box against someone like Hay.
My only issue with Hay is that when he fought heavy hitters, he wasn't that what's the word? He valiant. He wasn't being that aggressive as he was
Valdez
before.
Was too big. Valdez's chin was too good as well. He was too.
Okay, Valdez was a giant, man. Fuck.
Yeah, he was 350 pounds or something. So
yeah.
For Hay to beat him, I think that was a good victory. The fight wasn't that good. The fight sucked. I think.
Split D Hay says Hay was more bark than bite, and it's true. When he fought Klitschko, tell me, man, where was fucking Hay?
That fight was disappointing. I can't defend him in that fight, but I think styles make fights. I think Hay was too small for Klitschko, and the same was when Fury fought Klitschko as well. That was not a good fight as well.
Yeah, it wasn't either. Maybe Hay. I mean, to be honest, Hay was. He shouldn't be a heavyweight. Maybe. He should never have been a heavyweight.
Yeah, I agree. I understand. I think he got too big for cruiserweight, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I say this again, like prime Klitschko and Valuev, I'm not too sure if Waldo or Joshua beats those guys. I mean, Klitschko beats both of them in his prime, I think. Valuev, I think, would have a chance against... Valuev, I think, would knock Waldo out. I mean, if you've seen Valuev against Monty Barrett, Valuev is too big. I mean, if you try standing in front of Valuev, I think he'll knock a lot of those heavyweights out. I mean, maybe Joshua would have a chance against Valuev. I think Joshua would probably be the slight favourite, but those guys are big guys. I mean, I think the thing with Haye is he's too inactive in his prime.
No, listen. How much did he weigh for the Klitschko fight?
He's too
220?
small. I think he's 217.
Okay.
You'll have to log in, I think.
No, that's fine, to be honest. 217. He keeps his speed, and he has that power. But I think against Tony Bellew, he waited like 230.
Yeah, against Bellew, he didn't look good. I think he's past his prime.
He's past his prime. He can't be that heavy, man.
I seen things about Haye in that
Where the
fight I
fuck
saw
is
against
this?
with Golovkin, but I thought I think that Haye got injured, but the difference I think was Golovkin kept some of his fundamentals, like his jab was still there, his timing of his footwork, and that was still there. But Golovkin's right hook and his left hook, I thought the timing was off. But I thought Haye overall, all his timing was gone. I mean, in that fight, he was wild. He made Wilder look like not that wild. And I'm not too sure. I think I'd give him a chance against some of these heavyweights. He'd definitely be the underdog against Joshua and fighters like that. But I don't know. I think we'd have to see the rematch. I think if he is serious, but I definitely think he's past his prime. I'd favour Joshua against Haye. I think Haye would have a puncher's chance because I think if Joshua gets reckless, Haye would have a chance. But I think Haye, I'd sum up Haye in one thing. Haye failed to deliver. I think he underachieved as a heavyweight, by a big margin. I think he had a very promising future ahead of him if he delivered in that fight against Klitschko, or he just showed a bit more, I think, heart, because I think, and then he just kept retiring, pulling out, and I think
his
he will not be
heavyweight career.
remembered as a great heavyweight. I mean, he's got his chance now. If he's coming back and if you see how somehow he comes back, fights Joshua, knocks out Joshua, rematches Bellew before, beats him, knocks him out, then say somehow fights Wilder and he knocks him out, I think he might have a chance. But I disagree. I don't think Wilder would beat Valuev. I mean, Wilder's chin is awful.
You're saying David Haye, there's still hope for David Haye
I wouldn't say hope.
to save his heavyweight career.
I'd say more of luck. He need to be
Luck?
lucky, I think.
Okay, do you think it's out of the question that he can beat Bellew? Not out of the question, but how hard is it for David Haye to beat Tony Bellew?
I think he could knock Bellew out, but if he gets injured again, I'd pick Bellew to win.
Split D says there is no hope for Haye.
I think Haye is quite old for the top heavyweights, but if he's still got a bit left, I think he should beat Bellew. I mean,
are you that impressed with the heavyweights now?
Who, me or?
Yeah, you, because you say that David Haye is not good enough for the heavyweights now, the elite heavyweights. But how elite are they right now? To be honest, I mean, look at the champions. Parker is a champion, and we don't know shit about Parker. I mean, it's funny though.
I think Haye is too small for Joshua and Wilder. I think. I still want to see those fights. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Haye fights Wilder, that'll be probably Wilder's best name on his resume. That just shows Wilder's not fought him. Joshua and Haye will still be a big fight because what happened to Tyson Fury. I don't know if Tyson Fury is coming back. So I think that after Joshua, the next big heavyweight is Haye at the moment. If
Sorry to cut you off. Are you saying that Tony Bellew has a better record than Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division?
Yeah, unfortunately, I disagree.
What is that? What is that?
It's true though.
I think that the Haye that Bellew fought with one leg, I'd say is better than any of Wilder's opponents. I mean, that just
Holy shit! And I agree with you. It's true.
I agree with one of the statements I could read. I could see AJ is head and shoulders above the rest, but I think that's one thing, saying it or believing it. I think we need to see it. We need to see these fights. We need to see Joshua against Wilder. We need to see Joshua against Fury. We need to see Wilder against Parker. We need to see them fight each other, and then maybe we could see someone coming out on top. Because at the moment, I think the belts are all over the place. I mean, you got Wilder with the WBC belt. Up till now, I think he's kind of held that belt hostage. Or I think it was with Al Heyman. I'm not too sure if it's Wilder's own decision, but because he was willing to fight Povetkin, so I wouldn't discredit
well, so he
him.
claims.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the test. I've heard so many stories, but anyways, we're not gonna.
Yeah. So that wasn't his fault. I mean, Joshua.
Okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
With Joshua, the way he quickly come up, but I think we need to see him a couple more big fights. I mean, that Klitschko fight was a big fight. I mean, if we could see one or two more big fights like that, then maybe we could see a proper undisputed heavyweight champion. But I think the whole Tyson Fury situation was just very disappointing. He won the titles, which was one of the biggest upsets. He beat Klitschko. I think Klitschko lost for the first time in 12 years, and then the rest that happened after that fight just kind of let him down, I think. Can you hear me loud and clear? Is the volume okay?
Yes, I think so. Let us know in the chat, people, if you can hear Hamed properly. What was I gonna say? Tyson Fury. So are you blaming Tyson Fury for everything that has happened?
No, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, if you got personal problems, then you should be dealing with them. But I'd say I think Fury did mess up a bit. He pulled out the rematch, and then he delayed the rematch, and then all his personal problems came. So what I'd say is it was a bit of a delayment. But I think I credit Joshua for quickly jumping on and getting that fight with Klitschko, because I think the heavyweight division needed that fight.
Absolutely. I was shocked when that fight was made. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying?
No, I was shocked when they announced the Joshua Klitschko fight. But then again, Joshua had a title, and he was the IBF champion. In my opinion, if you have a belt, then you can't be called a contender anymore, right? Or a up-and-coming fighter. Once you have a belt, you're a champion, and you have to fight anybody in your division. That's what. Same thing with Gervonta Davis. I mean, he had the IBF, I think. And then they're saying that he's not ready for Lomachenko. Then why are you being called a champion if you are not ready to fight another champion in your weight division?
I agree. I think if you got the belt, you should defend it once or twice maximum.
And then unify.
Defend it 20 times and quickly just getting unifications in.
So Tyson. Jesus Christ. Anthony Joshua did immediately fill that void that was created by Tyson Fury, which I applaud, because we do need a heavyweight champion. So where do you think this is going, though? Do you think?
I believe that Joshua will probably knock out Pulev in a couple of rounds.
Agreed.
I think that's just that'll be a quick job. I think Wilder will probably beat Ortiz, but I'm very interested in that. I'm not too sure of how much Ortiz has got left, but say they both win.
He's probably like 50 years old.
Then I think they'll probably have one more fight each, I think in March or April. That's what I heard. I'm not too sure, because Ortiz has taken the fight. Joshua doesn't have any more mandatories after this fight against Pulev. So we could be seeing Joshua and Wilder fighting in April or May in a big unification.
Somebody wrote Ortiz is better than Steve Earn. Do you agree?
Yeah, head and shoulders.
Okay.
I'd say Ortiz is better than Hay as well.
Oh, like the current David Hay.
The current Hay, yeah, the one with the one leg.
The one leg. No, I'm scared that it's gonna happen again in the second Tony Bellew fight. That he's gonna get injured again.
I agree. I
That
think
would suck.
split TC Wilder stops Ortiz late. I think Wilder will probably beat Ortiz. I'm not too sure about Ortiz's chin. Can he take a shot?
I don't know, but he looks like he can take a fucking shot. That guy looks massive. You know what? I'm gonna go with a 12-round decision. By the way, it might look like the Steve Earn fight a bit.
So
Although I do agree
what do you
that
prefer?
Luis Ortiz has
What
better
do you prefer?
skills.
Do you prefer if Ortiz knocks out Wilder or...
No, it's better for Wilder. It's better for boxing. Better for the heavyweight division if Wilder wins. Absolutely.
Well,
Nobody wants to see a 50-year-old because let's be honest, Luis Ortiz is old. I'm sure he's 50 years old.
I
Him
agree.
winning that
But what if he
WBC, nah.
What if he gets exposed? He gets dropped. He looks bad, and he's a knockout waiting to
That's-
happen. And we know what's going.
Yeah.
What Joshua will do to him. Would you still?
Yeah,
mind him
see,
winning?
that fight would still take place, but it wouldn't be as exciting because we would be certain of the outcome.
I don't know. I if Hay could, I don't want to sound like too big of a Hay fan, but if Hay could get a couple more wins,
We know you
I'd
are.
give
Don't
Hay-
worry.
I think I'd give Hay more chance of beating Joshua than Wilder. But I think Wilder Joshua is a bigger fight worldwide. I think that's a big fight.
Absolutely.
I think they need to get it done. I mean, you got two knockout
Yeah.
artists.
Next
two
year,
big
man.
punchers.
Next fucking year. It has to happen.
One fight, we need to get that done quickly because I mean, if one of them gets knocked out, which I think Wilder
Yeah.
is a knockout waiting to happen. I think
Oh,
it could be
man.
bad. I think if Wilder fights Fury, I would not mind seeing Wilder and Tyson Fury fight, and the winner fought.
Are you still
Joshua,
talking about Tyson Fury here?
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
You think he's
Remember
gonna
when
come
he
back?
jumped into the ring? When he jumped into the ring against.
No, but Hamed, do you
Yeah.
really think that Tyson Fury is gonna make a comeback?
No. I don't think it happened, but I would have preferred if Wilder fought Povetkin and Tyson Fury, and then if he won those fights, then him and Joshua I think would have been a better fight.
Oh, I agree with you. Of course,
'Cause
but
I mean-
because that would legitimize Wilder.
Yeah. Because I mean, if Joshua now fights Wilder and he knocks him out, people will just say he was a hype job.
Exactly.
I agree with, but I think Wilder missed the opportunity to
To prove himself, to build his name up. Right?
build his name.
His biggest win is still Steve Earn.
I agree. I think someone is saying Hay is shot. I don't disagree. I agree. Hay is past his prime, but I mean, let's see this. Look at the current landscape. I mean, we just put up the top 10 heavyweights.
Let's put it again.
Take Wilder and Joshua out. There's not any big fights. Those guys, if they fight, whatever you say,
Baby
is still
Miller.
a big draw.
Baby fucking Miller.
I mean, Joseph Parker. I mean, Dominic Brazil. Do we really want to see these guys fight Wilder or Joshua again?
Andy Ruiz.
Malik Scott. I mean, these are not Eric Molina. These are not fights we want to see really. So I mean, maybe I think if Tyson Fury comes back, but
Fuck,
taking
I'm
him out
hoping
because
he comes back.
because he's not in the picture. I mean, Klitschko's retired. There's not many names. I mean, the division was quite promising a couple of years ago when they all were there, but slowly, one by one, they've all disappeared. I mean, Klitschko retired. Fury's had his problems. So I mean, all we got is really Joshua, Wilder, and Povetkin's got his issues as well. So that's another name you have to ignore. So we got Joshua, Wilder, and maybe Luis Ortiz. I mean, we're not really looking at more than two fights out of there. Joseph Parker maybe, but I'm not too sure if he's gonna win this weekend.
Now, I still don't understand why you believe that Hughie Fury will not be an exciting heavyweight champion, or he's gonna be sort of like a Billy Joe Saunders and hold that belt hostage. Why do you say that, man? He's in the UK. He can't, and he's in the heavyweight division. It's a different story, though.
It's more to do with the promotion. I mean, his promoter Frank Warren has put on about 5 shows so far. Not one of them has been exciting. I mean, the Saunders and okay, I'll say this: if Hughie Fury wins and David Hay wins, that could probably be the best scenario. Because I think Hay and Fury will will fight on a big pay-per-view platform over here. If Bellew wins, I think that'll be a horrible fight. Bellew and Fury are heavyweight. At least with Hay, if Hay does manage to knock out Bellew and Fury, I'd probably favour Fury over David, but at least we'll get two heavyweights. Hay is quite small, but he's still a heavyweight. I mean, Bellew is not a heavyweight, even though I think he got lucky against Hay. Bellew needs to go back down to cruiserweight after this fight against
I don't
Hay
think so.
in the rematch.
Well, he only wants big paydays now, he said, so... Imagine if he would have participated in the World Boxing Super Series cruiserweight version.
Exactly.
Fuck that. He didn't even try to be there. Hey, I just learned today that James DeGale actually wanted to be in the tournament. James DeGale? James DeGale wanted to be in the tournament.
That would have been a way better tournament.
Yeah, but he was injured, so he said he got a phone call, but...
What about David Benavidez? I would not mind if he was in.
How young is that guy? 21?
25?
No, he's younger.
Younger, is it?
I think so, yeah, he's 21. He's one of the youngest champions in that... I think he's the youngest super middleweight champion of all time. Yeah, but... Yeah.
Okay, talking about the WBS, before we wrap this up.
Okay.
What do you think about this fight? Because I haven't heard about these guys. I heard of one of the Russian guys, but I'm not too... Am I thinking about the right guy? Is he the guy who's knocked out 22 opponents and has got one loss or something?
I'm not sure. I can look it up.
I forgot his name. I can't remember his name.
Can somebody tell us? Cruiserweight division is the most forgotten out of all weight classes. That's true. Anyways, the Russian guy with 22 knockouts, you're saying? Gassiev? Kuryashov. Oh yeah, Dmitry Kuryashov. Yeah. Oh, he's fucking hard. I saw that fight against Dudorola.
Oh, so he's the guy with the beard, the one who's knocked out,
he was like a lumberjack. Yeah, that's him. What about him?
Is he the favorite, or would you say...
I have no idea. I don't think so. I think Brady's... Marius Brady's is the favorite. The Latvian?
Yeah.
I think he's the favorite.
That's a really good tournament, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Apparently it's the best one. Yeah, I'm not super savvy of the cruiserweight division, but I've seen a couple of fights. Brady's and Kuryashov and Gassiev. But yeah, I think Brady's is the favorite. I would have placed Terence Crawford as number 1.
I understand why.
I think your camera's on.
But I disagree. I disagree with that.
Hassan, your camera's on.
Okay, one sec.
So, yeah, the thing about Crawford is that his opposition hasn't been stellar, to be honest. I mean, yes, he's the unified, undisputed junior welterweight champion, but come on, Indongo, was he really that great of a champion? I don't think so. What were you gonna say, Hamed?
I think I got about 5 minutes. I gotta go.
Yeah, we can cut this.
What about the Linares Campbell fight? What do you think about that?
Linares is gonna win by stoppage.
I agree. I think the best fight this weekend is probably the
Parker?
Fury and Parker fight.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the best fight.
I agree. I fucking
agree. Or
agree.
maybe the WBS, but I'm not too sure about...
Dorticos.
I'm not too sure about... I'm not too sure who he's fighting, who the American... Is he American or...
He's Cuban American, I think.
Cuban, yeah. I've never heard of him. I don't think I've seen him. I think actually I've heard of the name, but I haven't seen him fight it. I think Linares' fight could be an interesting fight. I think I've seen quite a lot of Campbell. I think it could maybe go 12 rounds. I think Linares on points is white C. My best bet.
Yeah, I think so. Are you gonna be watching those fights tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be watching. I'll be watching the WBS. That's on Freeview. I'll try and find a stream for the Fury Parker fight, and I'll watch the Linares Campbell fight on TV. I've got the station for that to watch.
Okay.
I'm not too sure if I'll be free.
Well, we're gonna be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, so that's 10 p.m. your time. So I guess you can join us. I guess we can watch the fight and talk about it while we can talk about the fight while we watch it.
I agree, but I probably, if I'm gonna be watching, I'll probably have to watch on my phone.
Oh, okay. So no. Well, you can join us after.
Sure. It depends what time the fight is.
Yeah, I don't even know. I tried to look and I didn't find anything. What's my schedule?
Late, then I think we should have time.
I have a schedule here. Saturday, September 23rd, Manchester Arena, Box Nation, Huey Fury, Joseph Parker. Doesn't say the time. Damn it. Anyways, yeah, we'll see about for tomorrow. We're gonna have more people tomorrow, so
okay,
it's gonna be crazy.
So should we wrap this up then?
Yeah, sure.
I think there's nothing else. We've covered everything.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. All right, people. This was a live stream that we just came out of nowhere. I'm gonna put. Yeah.
I thought the one yesterday was quite good, but it was a bit too late.
I was late. That was late. Yeah. And we were talking about Andre Ward. Fuck, it's gonna be boring. I mean, what are we gonna say about Andre Ward? Nobody cared.
I don't know. I thought that was quite interesting because we talked about his whole career in one day. Like we summed it up
in one day, in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
fuck.
well, yeah.
All right, Hamed. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. My pleasure.
Yeah, we'll talk on Hangouts there, and I'll see you tomorrow then.
Okay.
All right, take care, man.
Okay, nice.
Bye. All right, people. Now I have to do the procedure here and put some music. That's what I was told.
Everyone forgets a few years ago there was a woman judge, $30,000 wound up in her bank account. Can't do that. Can't do that. You can't be in charge.